experience as herself being a migrant in Australia and her interactions with people and their attitudes towards people seeking asylum. Thanks, Erum.
Thank you. I'm Erum Ali. I moved to Australia 3 years back. I'm banking professional. Luckily, I have got my first job in Australia in a reputed bank of Australia. And back in Pakistan, a few years ago, I started working with community. I always felt the very kindness for the disadvantaged and weak people. So I started supporting disadvantaged people in Pakistan. In Pakistan, we don't have much organized platforms available, so I started everything by myself. I used to raise funds through social media and by my family and friend circle. And this way I helped out the people, especially in health and education. When I came to Australia, I observed one thing, that there are good and enough rights for the weak people as compared to the other people. Like what I observed when I traveled in bus, I found that for disabled and old people, they have much rights than the other people. While in train and tram, I observed the signboards. What it means, the weak pedestrians, they have got more rights other than the driver. Driver have to stop for the pedestrians because they are weak as compared to the drivers. Then I observed that the refugees, like in Australia, there is balance. For children, they are weak than the adults, so children have more rights as compared to the adults. Adults have to look after them. Car drivers have to look after them, pedestrians. Like the young people, adults have to look after the disabled and old people in bus and trains. So all this has been organized to keep the balance in the society. But with the refugees, I found there is no balance in that. They don't have enough and strong rights to be able to stand equal with the other Australians. So what it means, now there is a gap. And on the other side, like from the government side, I observed it. And on the other side, without knowing the actual realities about the refugees, people, they have rudeness for refugees. They have insulting behavior for them. They disgrace them. They don't think they are equal to them. Though they don't know anything about them, but they hate them. So these are the two things. And I think because government hasn't provided strong enough rights to refugees, that's why people have started behaving like that. So I thought to start working with these people. In Australia, everything is fine. This is the only thing where we need to work on. Otherwise, the infrastructure, I always say Australian government is like a mom. The way, because you are born here, maybe you cannot observe the things which I can observe. And the things, it looks like they take care like their citizens are their babies. So all the people who are living here, so they need respect, grace, with the other people. So with this passion, I started working with ASRC to help the refugees to bring their rights and especially to bring the awareness in the society about them. The main thing is not about the refugees only, but with everyone. I think without knowing the realities and especially the ground realities about anyone, we should not judge anyone. And with the background, with the culture, with the religion, these are not the criteria to judge someone. On the other hand, government, what I observed, though I don't have much more knowledge about, I am still working with Joel and I need to know more about the refugees from Joel. But I have observed one more thing, that people, especially people hate refugees the way, last week I was talking with my friend. He said that we are working and then we are getting money. Refugees are sitting down at home and they are getting money. So, like, we are working and getting money. What's the use? They are sitting down and they are getting money. So, why should I respect them? So, like, what I replied, I said, think about the system, not about the people. If they haven't got working rights, how can they work? And if we see, like, if someone doesn't want to work in Australia, Centrelink support everyone. If refugees, they don't work, it's not their choice. The problem is they don't have working rights, that's why they cannot work. Obviously, if they have got work rights, who doesn't want to move on? Centrelink is not making them millionaire. So, like, these are the small, and when I replied him, he was just stopped. He said, yeah, I didn't think that way. So what it means, we need to bring awareness in the society about the very little tiny things, but we don't think about them. And we start hating the people without knowing the realities and the reasons. And this awareness we need to bring in society, in community, and with the government officials as well, I think. Thank you.